Hey everybody, it's Rory from A&S Gear, and we're going to look at a brand new release from Tippmann today. This is the Tippmann Carbine 68 caliber mag-fed gun. So this is one of their, I don't want to say a first foray, but a foray into mag-fed at a reasonably priced standpoint. So these have the option to be both mag-fed and hopper-fed. And they really, I think the selling point of this gun is going to be, obviously it's a Tippmann gun, so the reliability and the warranty you get from a Tippmann gun are unmatched in the industry. It is going to be a very, very competitively priced gun. So a lot of people, when they get into mag-fed, they end up spending a bunch of money because really the only people doing mag-fed stuff, it tends to be expensive. So they're really trying to base this towards the budget consumer to get into mag-fed and do it at a reasonable price, but get a product that works. Cheap stuff doesn't tend to work very well, and well, I don't want to call this cheap. It's easily priced, to put it nicely. So the gun, I think looks-wise, it's as close to a true carbine or M4 setup as you're going to get from a mag-fed point of view from Tippmann. Now, there are some features to it. Again, this is, the gun I have here is a prototype gun, so some of the features might slightly change a little bit by the time you actually see it come to market. Or you might be watching this video and it's already at market, and things might be slightly different. But we're gonna go through it as we have it right here. So the internals of this gun, very similar to the 98 or the Griffin family. The way that they've worked the insides of it. So a system that we know works, that we know can be supported, and that we know is very durable. So internally, you know you have a system that works right inside of it. It is charged or cocked by the cocking lever on the top. So you pull it back, it's gonna set the hammer on the inside and get it ready to go. You have a lever right here which goes from safety to fire, so semi-auto. At this point, the information that I have of it is there isn't any knowledge or thought of them going to an electronic version. They don't know yet. As it sits right here, they are only planning on doing a semi-automatic version, depending on how it sells and if people are super interested in it and if it's worthwhile for them to do an electronic version or an electronic upgrade to it, they might do that. But as it is right now, semi-auto only. The stock right here has a adjustable, collapsible stock here. Pretty standard stuff on an AR setup. You'll see that it looks like there's a break right here with a pin that goes through it, and you might think, oh, maybe you'll be able to pull off the buffer tube and change it all around. You will not. This is there just for the machining purposes and the construction of the gun. It is not meant to be changed out in any way. The stock itself will be removable, and so you can slide this off the buffer tube itself and change the stock, but you will not be changing the buffer tube itself. Looks like you can. I actually asked them that, and they said, no, that's just so it's easier for us to machine and tool it. So, excellent. Moving down to the bottom here, gas through style, just like you would see on a Phenom or the Griffin, anything that's running that gas through line. So again, no hosing or anything on the bottom, which gives it that true look to it. Mag release is on the side right here, just like a standard AR. The magazines themselves, you're going to get two different kinds, or there are two different kinds. Let me put it that way. I don't actually know what's going to come with the gun yet, so we'll show you both of them. This one right here is just a dummy mag. It's got a ball detent on the bottom of it, and this will slide in like that, and it will fill up the mag well when you're gonna run the hopper fed system, and we'll look at that in just a second. So if you're running hopper on this, you need to have this magazine in there so that it can support the balls coming from the top and not let them roll through and double feed or anything. So a detent right there to keep that from happening. So that's pretty cool. So that's your dummy mag or your hopper fed mag. The other magazine right here is going to be your actual paintball mag. Going to slide in like that. It has the quick pull bottoms, which I think is really interesting for a mag like this. And the way this one works is it has a wheel on the top here. You're going to turn this wheel, and as I turn it, you can actually see that the inside is going down. It's actually compressing the spring and pulling it around. So you just keep turning this until it stops. Turn, turn, turn. So it stopped right there. Then next thing you're going to do is pull down on this release. Well, I shouldn't say release. This, what it does is the, I guess we're going to call it the ball. I don't know what they're going to call it, but it's a little device at the top that keeps extra balls from coming out of the mag. It holds them down. So I'm going to call it a ball detent, but maybe the ball catch at the top. You slide this down and it actually moves the catch out of the way so that we can drop paintballs inside of it. Now, when I did this earlier, I think I got 18 in there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And I might have actually be able to get one more in there. So 19 maybe, depending on how tight you wind this. But at 18, I think is where you probably want to leave it. Now the release for the actual follower and the spring is right up inside of here. So when you go to put this actually in the gun, the release will be pushed and the paintballs will start to be pushed up. I'm going to release it right now, and you can see that it's being held right there. You just want to make sure that you don't pull this thing down right now, because they would all come shooting out of there. So be very careful with that. And then you'd put that in there and you'd be ready to rock. So magazines, I think, are super cool, being able to wind them. You're not trying to like force something down in there or stack the balls under spring pressure. It really makes it easy to load them up inside of there. So moving forward then, for here you have a rail system. Now the rail system is like made out of a composite. And then you have the barrel. The barrel is 98 threaded. So we should be able to pull that right out. You see there a standard 98 threaded barrel. So tons of aftermarket barrels in a 98 thread. So you'll be good to know, or happy to know, that you'll be able to find something if you don't like this one on there. And then coming back to the receiver again through here, the receiver is aluminum, so it's what's the word I'm looking for here? A cast aluminum. There we go. My brain stopped working. So it's, again, durable, strong, keeps it lightweight. The magazine, or the feed neck, if you undo this top screw here and pull this thing off, that opens up the housing for the hopper feed. So we can pull this thing back, take that off of there, drop that down into place, make sure that we actually get it into the right spot there. Just like that. And then, kind of hard to do with two hands there. We can tighten this back down, and that's going to convert it now to MagFed. So it's a very simple conversion to do, very, very easy. You've got a straight setup on the top right here. You do have a adjustment nut and screw at the top so that you can tighten down whatever loader you're putting it onto, just in case it's bigger or smaller than what you need. So looks wise, I think it looks fantastic. Price wise, it's going to be great because it's really going to fit a budget market. And then performance wise, you got Tippmann behind it, so you know if anything goes wrong, they're going to support you because they have probably one of the best warranties in the industry. So all in all, I think it's a great gun to get people to move over into that mag-fed industry and not have to spend a ton of money to do it. So definitely give this one a check out. This is the Tippmann M4 carbine, the 68 caliber carbine version. It's available through the website. Order yours now through ansgear.com.